I quickly...
I was wondering why you got in the weird position you did. You made it where there was no ability to have contact. You stuck your ass right at her face, kind of leaning back for the selfie like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
It's the Scott and Allie Not For Air podcast. The rules are gone. The shirt is untucked. Here's Scott and Allie.
Welcome to the Scott and Allie Not For Air podcast with probably the most Scott and Allie thing you've ever heard happen to us this week.
Oh my God. I swear to God, you cannot make this up.
No, you can't.
It's going to seem like I'm mad about it. I was a little peeved at the time. You handled it way better than I did.
I don't know how.
I kept thinking, Scott, just shut up. But you were being so nice about it. So here's what happened.
I felt bad.
Here's what happened.
I don't know why I felt bad. I shouldn't feel bad at all.
No. And disclaimer, we love you all. We love you all.
Yes.
But
this comes down to questionable decision making, not whether you're liked or loved by us.
That's right. That's right. This past week was Scott Free's birthday. And for Scott Free's birthday, his lovely girlfriend delivered some items to the station, but she's working, as you do, as an independent woman, and she DoorDashed some stuff to us.
Quite a large amount.
Yes. Let me tell you everything she did.
Yeah.
2 sleeves of bagels, an entire cheesecake.
Yeah, entire.
There was a bag of muffins, like one of those like brown bags, where you use the little... I love how you use the little plastic sleeve that they're expecting it to like prevent any germs on it, but it's
the plastic tissue paper.
Yeah, it's literally tissue paper.
Yeah.
So there's a bag of muffins, I think they're called beignets.
Yeah. Oh, are those little square? They look like
they're kind of like a square croissant with almonds.
Yeah, and it's sweet. Our grocery store has. Oh, they're good.
Yes. Okay. What am I missing? My Diet Coke.
Oh, Diet Coke cookies and brownies.
Yeah. So a plastic container of cookies, a plastic container of those really small little like bite-sized brownies.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
fruit platter. Okay. Which you and I inhaled a lot of.
So you guys get the gist. It's a lot of stuff. So about 6:12 in the morning, I look at the clock. I have at the bottom of my screen, I have the time and the day. So it's about 6:12. I look at the time because we're usually taking a break around 6:12 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking around 6:12.
Right.
So our job is to always keep track of time. So I look at the clock and then I go, oh, shoot. It is Scott's birthday and it's 12 minutes into the show and I haven't even said happy birthday.
I haven't even referenced it.
So I don't know if you even saw my face like, oh my God, I haven't said happy birthday. So all of a sudden, I think it was on the air. Happy birthday!
It's almost exactly how it went. And I was going to let it go until 8:30 if it would have been that long. I was just not going to reference it.
Now, just to give you a backstory, if anybody missed this part, Scott's girlfriend had texted me, I don't know, like a week before, saying a couple things that she wanted to do something nice for Scott's birthday. Could I let her in on a Monday to the studio? And I said, I won't be here at the time that you can be here, but because I was going to be there all during the day and she couldn't be there till night. And I don't live super close to the station. So I said, but I can give you somebody else's number and she can let you in. She lives literally like 2 minutes down the road. No problem. Okay. That is set up. I walk in and after realizing it's 6:12, it's not Scott's birthday. And then I'm like, wait, nothing's decorated. So what happened is what I was thinking in my head. And did I say that on the air or something? Did I make reference? Or maybe I didn't. Okay, no. She must have, your girlfriend must have realized that I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, what's happening? Yeah.
Right.
Because apparently she wanted, and I even got a mixed signal on this. She, or it wasn't real clear to me. She wanted to go and get the stuff on Sunday to bring it here on Monday, which was the day off for us. Although you were working, so it would have worked, but she had to work like you said, it wouldn't have, the timing would have been off.
Right.
Well, she had told me on Sunday, she goes, I have to go to Sam's Club. Well, she was going to go to Sam's Club and then go to Party City and get the stuff or whatever party place it is. What is it? Party Island now? Who knows?
No, it's Party City.
Is
You're
it
right.
Party
Yeah.
City? Okay. So, so at any rate,
Basically, Scott tags along
I did.
for
I
the
thought,
ride.
oh, you have to go to Sam's? We have to go to
Well,
Sam's.
she shouldn't have said Sam's because as soon as you say Sam's, Scott's
I'm
like,
in.
yeah, he's like, oh, Sample Sunday.
Let's go to Sam's Club.
Exactly.
Need
He's
87 eggs now.
I would like some smoked Wheaties. so he goes with, he ruins the plans. Well, then on top of that, and in hindsight, and you know, I can't speak for her, but I would not have told you where I was going. I would have said, I have to run an errand. Now, I think it's too soon in your guys' relationship for her to say, well, I just want to go by myself. Because then you're going to go, what's wrong?
Oh, you think about it.
Right,
yeah.
right, exactly. Because for her to say she wants to do something by herself would be weird in this phase, in this honeymoon phase.
Well, and I told her, I said, you're out. If you needed to, would have been like, tell me you're going with your daughter, the Crown Jewels,
Right.
you know, and then I'd been like, oh, you guys go have a nice mother-daughter shopping trip.
Now, I'm 5 years into my relationship I'm a few months shy of 5 years. So for me to go, I need alone time. He's like, yes.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you
Meaning
do.
I do too.
Yes. So that
But if you would have said, I have to go to Sam's, your brain triggers, we have to go to Sam's.
He would have went to Sam's too because
Yes.
he also likes getting a smoked weenie on a Sunday.
Absolutely.
So that is where her first mistake is there. No big deal. Okay, you kind of messed up the decorating and the shopping thing.
Yeah.
And then, right. And then she had also asked me what your favorite dessert was. So we talked about that. There's a cheesecake. Did we say cheesecake?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Okay.
went through the whole thing.
Okay.
So it all arrives. You wish
Yes.
me the happy birthday at 6:12.
Wait,
Now
wait,
we're
wait.
off. The birthday celebration is underway because Allie's remembered suddenly.
Yes. So 6:19, I get a text. It's so crazy. I can't remember shit, but I can remember the exact time that she texts me. 6:19, she texts me. Don't worry, something is coming to the station. I have a bunch of stuff being delivered. Okay, great. So now and I knew that wasn't going to be right away. Now, I already told you she is working. She's an independent woman. So she is had this DoorDash to us. Now behind us, Scott, you can explain this part.
Oh, yeah. So obviously, if you're watching on YouTube or any of our video platforms that you can see this, you see I have a big window to the outside world behind me. But Allie, on her side, has a window that you can see the hallway of
there you
where
go.
people, obviously go by. So I'm sitting in the position I sit for the show. What you don't see right now, we've shown it on previous podcasts. I have the controls and everything in front of me. So I'm here. And I look up and I look right through that window behind Allie and I see kind of the silhouette of somebody, the way the lights are in the studio and all that. So I see the silhouette. So we get finished talking on the radio. Off go the microphones.
And we don't know who it is.
No clue. At that hour, we don't normally get the visitors at that hour. But I'm like, come on in,
Right. Now, it could be one of two people. It could be Melissa.
Yeah.
Who works in our front office, who sometimes comes in early.
She'd just stand in the doorway.
Right. 7100 will sometimes drop by for a visit. We've been doing stuff for Children's Miracle Network. Sometimes they will come in if
Sure.
they have to drop off something. So, okay. So we know it could be a couple people. So Scott waves this person in and they've got two beautiful big bags of
loaded.
food, of all that stuff I just said.
Yep.
And she proceeds to tell us, now, lovely person as she is, but she proceeds to tell us how this came about. Her boyfriend, I believe, is the main DoorDasher by the sounds of it. Weren't you gathering that?
Yeah, I think they both DoorDash, but I think he was working that morning, the past Tuesday morning. He was working.
Okay.
And had suggested to her, because she at that time, I don't believe, was working or on the Instacart clock.
Right. And he said to her, do you want to go with? And she was like, I don't know. It's early, right? Well, you might want to go with, we're going to deliver to Scott and Allie. So sweet.
Very kind.
So she's all excited and we're excited to meet her. I'm always excited to meet people, but we'll get to the meat and the potatoes in a second.
And because we've been here as long as we have certain generations that have grown up with the show, with the Scott and Allie show. She even said, she goes, I listened when I was a kid, and now I've always wanted to come down and see and meet you guys. We're like, well, you could have any time. Well,
Right.
People just don't know. You
Disclaimer here.
Yeah.
Sometimes people pick up a prize. And when they do, then we'll give a tour. And, come in. We'll take a picture. We'll shake your hand. Whatever. We love it. We love meeting our listeners. That's usually not a problem at all. So this instance, this scenario is not an issue. I'm excited to meet her. She's excited to meet us. We're all excited. Until she says, I'm just getting over pink eye.
Now, mind you, the bags have been placed right next to me. She has gotten very close to me. Very close to me. In fact, I received one of the bags in my hand from her, and this gets told to us. So I'm like, oh.
And you're like, so Scott is so kind during this interaction. He goes, but you're okay now, right? You're okay. You're okay.
Clearly catch me off guard. I'll be kind.
Yes. So I said, and now this is all happening at once. And I was like, well, let's take a selfie. She's telling us this as we're taking a selfie. Now, usually I'm very touchy-feely in a way of like, I'll put my arm around you.
Let's do a picture.
Let's do a picture. I'll hug a listener.
Here, I'll even show you. We have a spot that you can take pictures in the studio. I'll show you this very quickly. So we have this beautiful sign right there.
Yes.
And you know, we'll put people over by it. And
Yep.
oh, by the way, that just to give the idea, there's everything that's happening right now. There's that window I told you about.
That's the window we saw her.
Yeah, and there's the door that she would have come
Yes.
in. You know, you get the idea. I just turned the camera for you here while you were doing that. Okay.
So we're taking a selfie, and she just tells us she's getting over pink eye. And I instantly...
Highly contagious. It's highly contagious.
And it gets better. So when she said she's just getting over it, but I'm still a little... So...
Now, mind you, Allie goes full panic mode. She has one of the biggest events of the year happening on this Saturday, right 3 days after this delivery. One of the biggest events. You are going to be in the sea of hundreds of your closest friends.
And I don't want to give anyone else pink eye. So all of a sudden, instead of hugging her or doing the normal selfie that I would normally do, which is like, we're practically cheek to cheek in every selfie, right? So I stand in front of her. I'm like, okay. And we take the selfie. I'm like, okay. So I quickly.
I was wondering why you got in the weird position you did. You made it where there was no ability to have contact. You stuck your ass right at her face, kind of leaning back for the selfie like, I'm ready.
Yes. So I scurry back to my microphone. And that's exactly what's going through my mind is I have a huge event. If I can't show up to my event, that's a big problem. Like, I'm the person that's done every detail for this event.
Oh God, yeah.
I host it. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We would have to cancel the event that has been hours and hours of time, thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay. So now Scott is still engaging in conversation. I'm not going to lie, shut down a little bit.
Yeah.
And which is not like me. And Scott's
and
like,
I couldn't shut up. I was caught off guard, and I'm like, "But you're okay, right?
But
I mean, you're good,
going.
right?
He kept going,
You're good.
But you're okay. But you're okay.
Yeah,
So then
you're good, right? You're good."
So she was like, she goes on to tell us the story how she was house sitting over the weekend for her friend, and this was like vomitosis of the mouth.
It came out, but you know, I get it. We're all hanging out. We've never met before. This is an odd situation, so you're going to tell us a lot.
We're all friends. So she tells us that she's house sitting over the weekend, and that something happened with the script. And
For the pink eye.
For the pink eye.
Highly contagious.
And then she couldn't get
conjunctivitis.
Right. Now, by the way, just to reiterate the timeline, it's Tuesday, but we had a holiday on Monday. So, not that you can't get a script on a Monday, but so you're at your friend's house sitting all weekend. Something happened to your script, so you couldn't get it. So then she says she uses some eye drops at her friend's house. What?
What'd you do? Put your face under the faucet of the sink?
Or Visine?
Yeah,
like what eye drops of my friend would I put in my eye?
I thought she said something homeopathic, and then I'm like immediately like, oh, you're still full contagious with the conjunctivitis,
right? So what do you have, like chicken jizz in your eyeball?
Yeah.
Like no. So
that
now
cucumber that you put up there, are you gonna do it?
no. So then she said something about like, oh yeah, I was taking the script last night. And then it changed to, oh, well, I'm going to pick it up today. So now I'm really freaking out.
It's time to go at this point.
Yes. And so Scott's still just
But you're okay, right?
just talking and talking. I'm
Should
like,
have thrown a pen at me.
so we do a break. It's very quick. She stands there. So then she starts talking again. I'm like, okay, well, I put we have to do this
Yeah.
for the show. We have to do this.
We got the
So
headphones right
I
there.
put the, now all of a sudden I'm yelling. So I put the headphones on. I'm like, okay, yeah, thank you. And I'm trying to be kind, but son of a bitch, I was freaking. And then all of a sudden.
Because it's not her fault. I mean,
No.
we know it's not.
It's
Well,
not
look
her
at the
fault
can
that-
of Lysol. It's still behind you.
It's not her fault that her boyfriend farts in her pillow, because that was the joke that Scott kept telling.
Of course, I'm like, well, you gotta, somebody can't be farting in your pillow. And here's the thing: is we now are at a point. We are and a morning show is very busy. I mean, we do a lot, right? And we are now in the point where we have to find a way to figure out everything that she touched, sterilize it. I have received one of the bags from her hand, conjunctivitis,
Yep.
and I'm in this mode of like, and oh my lord,
So
you've
I'm
never seen
Googling.
Allie jump into action.
I'm Googling right away, how do you contract pink eye? It is by touching a surface that another person who has pink eye has touched, and then usually touching your eye. All of a sudden, you know how it goes. Your eyes start to itch.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I run in the bathroom and I wash my hands 3 times. I take a Clorox wipe and I start wiping down our cheesecake, our muffins, our fruit.
We put stuff in the freezer to kill it for a brief period.
I don't know why we thought that was a good idea.
I don't know,
I
but
was
why
like,
not? Anything. We're going for anything at this point. I even wiped down the bag handles, and they were paper
yes,
bags.
But that's what she touched the most. Because at one point we said, well, the cheesecake was on the bottom, so we should be okay, right?
Wipe it down.
We still wiped it down.
Wipe it down.
So after we
and
wiped it down.
do they pack it themselves, or was this pre-packed, do you think?
I think it's pre-packed. I think they just pick it up.
Oh, see, I
So
thought they packed it themselves.
Did you think they went shopping for
And you know why? Well, I'm really glad. I think they went and got it. I don't know. I could be wrong. I may be very wrong on this.
Oh, we need to find
I
out.
could be wrong. But maybe you have the choice. Either have it pre-packed or not. But do you remember? I'm glad we wiped down the cheesecake. And I'm really glad because I remember that when we pulled the cheesecake out, I joked with her. I said, now take this back to Wegmans and have them write Happy Birthday Scott on it.
And she touched it.
And she took it.
I forgot.
Conjunctivitis.
So then, wait. So then, not only do we wipe it down, then Scott goes, wait a second. She had to walk in the building. So,
And out.
So now we have other coworkers who are going to be coming in this building in like an hour or two. And did you like that?
It totally hit me. But you're right.
So Scott goes and in the middle of the show wipes down all of the door handles with Clorox wipes.
And again, not her fault. I just would have loved to have had it been a situation where if she would have actually taken the meds the day before, then come in that morning, I probably would have been more like, oh, you've had, a good 12 plus hours of these drops in. I feel a little bit better on it. Because did you see, was her eye pink at all or oozing?
They were really watery. Oh. So then, so I'm thinking of another thing. So not only do we have our coworkers who are going to come in here, these coworkers are supposed to be staffing my event.
Yes.
So I'm freaking out thinking, I don't want all of my coworkers to get sick and I don't want them to get sick and miss my event. So then, after he does that, we wash our hands again. Then I take this Lysol and I literally go like this.
Oh,
I spray it in my hands and I'm wiping my hands with Lysol. And then I have an itchy eye. So what did I do?
was right there. I used Clorox wipes and I did it on my hands too. And yes, the itchy eye started.
I am not a germaphobe, but it's, hey, maybe if you have pink eye, don't deliver the food. So then I have an itchy eye. So I was like, Scott, I have an itchy eye. So I take this Q-tip and I itch my eyeballs like this because I don't want to touch my eyes after they've touched Lysol and cheesecake. So that pretty much is it. So we had this happen on Tuesday. Right now it's Thursday.
I think we're in the clear.
I think we're in the clear too.
Yeah.
And
we did very much clean everything.
Have not had itchy eyes. Did you tell your girlfriend about that situation?
No, actually, she'll get that on this podcast. Yeah, she'll get that here. Well, I didn't want to ruin the nice things that she had done. Sending all this. I mean, she probably spent $100 and some on all this food, and I didn't want to be like, by the way, thanks for the Instacart driver that had the pink eye.
Thanks for the pink eye.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So no, I did not say that. I figured leave that off the.
Yeah, if you have pink eye, leprosy, anything else that could be.
If you have pink eye, let it lie. That's number one.
Yes,
It's kind of like the old, if it's brown, flush it down. If it's yellow, let it mellow. So if it's a pink eye, let it lie.
You have pink eye and you go and touch our things like.
Okay, you're getting angry again.
I know,
it was funny.
I know.
We're looking at the funny side of this.
Right. It was
because it is the most Scott Nally thing that could happen. You cannot. Boy, that Lysol was strong. I'm getting it over here now and inhailing it. But you know what?
To the point that I was going to just start squirting it in my mouth.
That's only to cure COVID. You know that.
Right. I was going to start swishing bleach.
Hold on, we're pink eye. We're conjunctivitis free, but there's more in just a second. Hold on.
The Scott and Allie Not For Air podcast is sponsored by Allison Aesthetics. It's Allie Payne. Come along with me in my journey.
Part of my maintenance, like you guys say, I get my nails done. I get my hair done. But the lips are what make me feel good. Got to get in there. Got to get those lips done. When I started, it was like, I'm just going to put a little toe in there. And now I'm like, yeah, I want to plump these babies up. So for me, it's been an evolution. So just wait. I was asking Jamie for the keyhole because I saw it on somebody else. And I was like, I want her lips. Give me that.
Mandatory consultations at Allison Aesthetics. So if you're considering any of these treatments, such as Botox or a little lip filler or just any skincare concern, that is something that we will always offer.
But then when I see the before and afters of the lips, I'm like, oh yeah, that looks freaking awesome.
Yep.
That is such a difference. That's perfect. This is my self-care. This makes me happy.
Oh man, I'm only itching my eyes because I want to do it for the sake of the podcast. I'm fine.
Okay, so we're done with the pink eye thing. But
by the way, I hope she is better. I hope she got that script in there and flushed those puppies right out.
I hope that she is better and comes back. Be our DoorDasher.
Yes.
In 2 weeks.
Next time with a scorching case of influenza, please.
Right.
Can't buy it.
The other thing having to do with the fridge is today, Scott and I always bring our lunch. A little behind the scenes. We never go out to eat. Once in a blue, we'll go out to eat, right? But we work through our lunch. So I was so excited for my lunch today. I told Scott about it. I was telling him how I've been cooking a lot.
Yes.
With this, I made a pork with this miso paste and sake and sugar. And Scott said, "Oh, is this your new cookbook that you got from your brother?"
You were so excited. You're like, you have to try this.
Yeah. And then I pull the container out of the fridge. So I am notorious. This is not the container, but I'll use this as an example. I am notorious for taking Cool Whip containers because I'm a 40-year-old version of my mama. And I'll take a Cool Whip container and I put the leftovers in there.
A fine piece of plastic. Don't you throw that away.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and Zach's always telling me to throw away the Cool Whip containers, And I'm like, no, they're great Tupperware because if something happens at work, I can throw it away. Who cares? So this afternoon, I pull out the container, I open it up, and it's an onion. I was so mad. My such delicious.
You grabbed the wrong thing.
I did.
Did you get a piece of the pizza? I had some extra pizza. Did you get some?
No, I didn't even.
Oh, well, we'll go make you some after the podcast because I had extra pizza that I'm still trying to get through. So by all means, please eat.
And cheesecake.
And we got to go get some cheesecake. Well, I mean, it's been in the fridge now for 3 days, and that's the coldest fridge I've ever experienced in my life. It's barely above freezing temperature, so you got to figure it's pure now.
It's like a bowling alley fridge where the beer is the coldest it possibly ever could be.
I don't think they make fridges like this anymore.
I don't think so either.
Pretty much there is no energy rating on it. It's basically you're going to owe for owning this.
It sucks for lettuce, though. The other day I had the crispiest lettuce the other day. Crispiest?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay,
I hear what you're saying there.
Anyway, don't tell Zach because
he'll ride you. So are you going to bring it tomorrow?
Because he'll ride me, yes, as a matter of fact.
Yes, he will not let it go. He will not. You're not getting out of that one. Oh my gosh. So at any rate,
that was everything that I had.
That's good. I feel we could.
I will say thank you to your girlfriend for providing all the awesome treats and
that was really nice.
A Diet Coke. Now I always
That was,
drink.
you know, I got to be
That was
honest.
so
I have
sweet.
to. I'm gonna brag for a minute here. Okay.
Of course.
You know, I may not have been marked as the most thoughtful person on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm thoughtful, but I mean, you know, I like to, I don't think of like the little things all the time, you
Okay.
know? But then again, I think sometimes maybe that is something more the sexes do. Maybe women are just better at the small details. What do you think?
Mostly, usually.
okay.
But I mean, not in my relationship, no.
Well,
I'm the
here's-
man of the relationship.
Here's also,
I mean, we remember talking about my Valentine's Day gift, right?
yeah,
The record that
Yeah.
I was like, oh, thanks. Oh.
that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, keep going.
Well, at any rate, I will say that, I just thought, you know what?
Her name is Tiffany.
Yes, it is. No. I wasn't getting. I just backpedaling a minute. Now I know the Instacarters packed it themselves because your Diet Coke was on top.
Well, yeah. Why
That means
wouldn't-
they grabbed it out of the cooler and just tossed it on the top of the bag.
Wouldn't that be anybody who shops and packs?
Okay, let's believe that sea of lies and go with that. We'll go with that. We'll believe. We'll make that what we believe.
That is absolutely what I'm
I'm
believing.
with you. Someone else at the store did that. It was just the handles that I touched that were covered in the conjunctivitis. So
Yes.
okay. So anyway,
so bragging.
she is really, really good at the detail stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, we did Valentine's. Really, she did most of it. I was more or less, you tell me what to do and I'll do it. Valentine's for the kids, for school.
Oh, I love those.
You know, she was the one that went on, found the template online. Now I was the errand boy. She goes, I need you to go to Staples, get 20 copies of this PDF that she had sent to me, emailed to me, printed out.
What did it say?
There were ones for Lydia that had unicorn and friends, and they were all rainbowy things, and they were cute. And then
Cute.
she made holes in each one after Lydia had to put her name on each one. This was brilliant by the
That's a great idea.
brilliant move by the pre-K teacher. Props to Mrs. Burge on this one. She literally goes, okay, we have 18 students in the classroom, I think. And she goes, I would like the students not to put the names of each student they're going to, but to practice by writing their name on each and every of the cards.
Great.
So that's what we did. So, so on this card, which each one it was like, you know, there's 4 different ones on each sheet. And I think she meant go print off 20 of these. I made 20 pages of those and Gavin. So we have extra.
So you have Valentine's for the next 4 years.
Yes, because I didn't quite understand. I guess I should have asked.
I am not surprised.
Yeah.
One of our coworkers who was getting on you a little bit because I said, I have to go tell Scott. He was doing a little project for me earlier. So we were downstairs and I said, I have to go tell Scott how to do this project for me. And she was like, oh yeah, I got to hold his hand. Just tell him that you won't wipe his ass.
Thanks, Melissa. I appreciate that one. So at any rate, the Valentine's, and this is just, you know, proving how detailed she is. You put a little hole in it and you put these, and she got unicorn pops,
Suckers.
not pop suckers for the kids. And then, but wait, it gets better. We did a run of them for Gavin's classroom, and they were all game themed cards that I picked up, you know, that she sent the template.
Oh, did they say things like, I'm not playing, will you be my Valentine?
No, but I wish
Oh.
they did. It was like Roblox things or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But she wrapped full-size candy bars in those. So each kid in Gavin's class got a full-size candy bar. So I'm sure his teacher is in a love-hate relationship with us right now for that. But it was really, these are the detailed things she does.
Yeah.
And then the Diet Coke, and I was the one that saw it first. And why wouldn't I? Because I had the conjunctivitis handles in my hand. And I looked down and I'm like, oh, she got you. And I knew immediately the Diet Coke was for you.
Yeah.
So she even picks up on that because here's the funny part about Diet Cokes. You do mention from time to time that is your drink of choice hung over from McDonald's with a big straw on a Sunday. So
Light ice.
she picked up on that and then literally brought and remember that. So it's the nice detail things and that really is something very, very special. And she loves doing that.
Don't you think to yourself, man, how did this asshole get so lucky? I was kidding.
I'm not even joking all the damn time.
I'm just kidding.
No, don't joke. It's so damn true. It's funny. It really is funny, but I'm like, what did I do to actually deserve this? You know, it was like,
Right.
wow. But she's very thoughtful like that. And we were talking about that because recently we did, and I thought we were done, but this is like a phone call with my mom and my aunt when my mom was alive. Well, bye, Carolyn. Bye, Betty.
What?
38
Oh, my
minutes
God.
later, they're still shooting the shit. You're
It's like with Gail. I'm like, okay, Gail. It has to be to the point where I have to like start opening doors. Mom, Sarah's here. I gotta go. So before I give you the door slam, tell me your thing.
So yeah, it was we had gone to a therapy session with my therapist. I wanted my therapist to meet her. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my
'Cause,
God.
like,
You're showing her off.
I did. I'm
She's,
like,
she's
I
your
think
show pony.
I'm like, I kind of did. Yeah. I kind of did good on this one. You know, I think you're going to like her. I said that. Right. And she did at the end of the session. She goes, I like her.
Aw.
And, but one of the things that was asked was, well, what's your love language? And,
I'm ready
Girl,
for this. Oh my gosh.
so, at any rate, she had said, well, she goes, mine is the act, meaning her. Mine is the act of giving and doing these things like having the deliveries, the special treats. If you remember, she came down and bought from Gavin's fundraiser and everything else. So, you know, she was involved, you know, in that when early on when we had first met and really started to connect, that's the kind of person she is. She likes doing that.
Hold on. So is that I know that's what she likes to do.
Right.
A lot of people will do the love language that they like. Like mine is acts of service.
Yes.
So
I'll go vacuum your freaking living room in a minute.
Is that what does she like receiving gifts, or that's just
I
what like
think that this is a piece of what she likes. But then I came right out and asked her. I said, all right, you're telling me what you like to do, but what do
Good.
you like as your love language?
Good.
And she
Oh,
goes,
Scott, this is fantastic.
Such growth.
I'm going to have a lady boner over this.
You keep that little man in a boat where he is. She goes, well, I like touch. I think I'm, more of a touch person. You come by and you touch, and I'm like,
And you're like, me
I'll just
too.
endlessly touch you. That's fine.
I will say this. So ironically enough, because I love the love languages.
Yeah.
So I was at church on Sunday and they talked about the love languages.
Oh, at church.
I love this church so much. He's so cool. So he had talked about gifts. So Zach's is gifts. He loves getting gifts. And I always thought that was really superficial. But the pastor brought up something that made me look at it differently. He was saying when people get gifts like this, it's them saying like, you've thought of me. And I always look at it like, oh, gifts, like that's money, that's materialistic. And Zach's like, that's exactly right. So Zach didn't go to church with me, but I was like, see, he's onto something because, and Zach's like, that's what I'm trying to say is I want to be thought of.
Yes, I want
And when
gifts.
you show me with like a Propel water that you stopped at the gas station and got me a Propel water, that you thought of me.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you totally. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, I'm very blessed. She's very easy in the sense of no drama, no baggage. That's all me. But
Right. But so yours is physical touch and hers is physical touch?
no, hers is that. You know what mine is. Mine is words of affirmation 100%. I mean,
yes,
let's be real.
yes.
I can't even hide it. Right. I cannot hide it. Just tell me how wonderful I am.
And I can't lift you up.
And
I see why you need words of affirmation because you're like, Allie's always tearing me down.
yes,
somebody bring me up.
raise me up. Oh, by the way, for next week, guess what?
I'm sure 6059 does. Anyway,
Yeah. For next week's podcast,
What?
Guess what's back?
what?
Another Gavin fundraiser.
No.
I swear to God.
Well, you talked about this briefly on the air, and I got excited about it, but then I didn't see anything for it. So
It's
I
all
thought,
in the hands of Tiffany. All of it's in her hands.
Okay.
Do you remember the last? Okay, so not for next week. We'll just do it here now
Oh,
and come
okay.
up with fresh shit there.
Okay.
And do you remember the last one?
Yes.
You rode me like a mule.
Yes, because we
okay?
still have the funnel cake in the studio that I did
no,
not buy.
I took it home finally.
Okay, good.
All right. So you rode me like a mule with the fundraising. I thought I did an admirable job as a single dad at the time, no assistance to be able to get this organized.
Mediocre at best.
Okay, I thought I did an admirable job. But that being said,
lift himself up,
everybody
folks.
got something. Okay, so
That's true.
I'm not 100%.
Something that I didn't order, but you're right. I got
don't know
something.
if that's how a fundraiser works. Who wants what? Here you go.
Open up the box and we all just dive right
Yeah,
in.
somebody takes
it's like
something.
Hunger Games.
Like a fucking pinata. That's how I'm going to do the fundraiser.
That's a great idea.
So at any rate, she goes, next time I'm doing the fundraiser. And I'm like, I by all means, I will do whatever you ask me to do. And isn't that smart? Isn't that the best role for me?
Yes.
You tell me exactly what to do and how you want it done. I will do it in spades.
Now, I'm hoping, I don't know if this is exactly how it's going to go. Shoot it to me in a text.
I believe she's going to set it up online, and it's going to be 100%.
Oh my
I
God.
shouldn't have to collect money.
And then it'll be a digital imprint of what I ordered, and maybe I'll actually get what I ordered this time.
Yeah, I mean, but if not, you might get something else you like.
I'll get a wire basket and some wrapping paper.
Why not?
Okay.
Out of a chocolate fundraiser.
Yeah,
It works.
right. That's how your fundraiser would go, Scott.
Yes, it
All of a
would.
sudden, I would be getting like dirty socks from your house. Oh, you didn't order that?
Everybody gets something.
Right. Bye.
Well, that was fun. Wasn't that fun? That was fun. Do us a favor, will you? Subscribe. Share the Scott and Allie Not for Air podcast. Touch our buttons. We know you want to.